Now that we know how to find the sides of a right triangle, now we're going to focus on finding angles. So regardless, in all situations, you have to be given two facts of the right triangle, whether it's the angle on a side or whether it is two sides. So two facts will help you solve the right triangle. So in this example here, notice that I don't know AC, but I know CB is 4, and I know AB is 5. Now, to solve the right triangle means to find out everything about it, all the angles and all the sides. I can use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out the third side, but that's not going to help with the angles. To help with the angles, I still have to use my 3 trig ratios, sine, cosine, and tangent. So remember, sine is always opposite over hypotenuse. So, and then TOA. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent. Because we're not finding sides here, because we need to figure out the angle, and remember it's always sine A, cosine A, tangent B. It's always that trig followed by the angle measure. So it's always going to be sine theta or cosine theta or tangent theta. In this situation, we're trying to figure out what is theta, what is the angle measure. So to undo multiplication, we use division. To undo addition, we use subtraction. So to find the angle measure, we use the inverse. Now, what is the inverse? Well, there is a symbol that represents inverse, and it's something raised to the -1. That represents inverse. So in our situation, to find the angle, we can use sine inverse or cosine inverse or tangent inverse. Now, your calculator does have that, and again, pretty sure my calculator's dead now, but when you go to your calculator, if you hit the trig button, it'll let me. I think it's dead. But if you hit the trig button, there's the trig button, and it'll pop up, and you'll see these 3. I'll show you on Desmos here in a minute. So when we want to figure out what the angles are, let's start with angle B. If I want to find angle B, then I'm going to label accordingly. So in reference to angle B, this is adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. I always want to work off with what's given to me. So which ratio uses adjacent and hypotenuse? That's cosine. So cosine B is equal to 4 over 5. So to find angle B is equal to cosine inverse 4 over 5. We would type that into our calculator, and it would give us the angle measure. So now to find angle A, so in reference to that angle, that is now opposite over hypotenuse. So which one uses opposite over hypotenuse? Well, that's sine. So to find angle A, we simply type in sine inverse 4 over 5. And then it's going to give us the angle measure. So now I'm going to show you how to do this on your Desmos.